Okay, we're going to look at some sequence and series questions. I think sequence series, they're a bit more challenging. This is part 3 in your notes. Here's the first question. These three things, x plus 3, three terms, x plus 3, 2x plus 6, and 3x plus 9 are the first three terms of an arithmetic sequence. And the question is, determine the 10th term. Well, if they say arithmetic sequence, the big thing, and it's in your notes, is you can find the common difference just by subtracting two consecutive terms. The right term minus the left term, t2 minus t1. So if we go 2x plus 6 minus x plus 3, we're going to get the common difference. Well, 2x minus x is x. 6 minus 3 is 3. So x plus 3 is the common difference. But hey, it's also the first term. A is x plus 3. And now all we do is we go to the general term for an arithmetic sequence. Instead of a, we rub it out and we put x plus 3. And it says instead of n, it's 10 because it's the 10th term. So we go 10 minus 1. And instead of d, we put x plus 3 because d is x plus 3. And then we just multiply this out. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times 3 is 27. The x and the 9x make 10x. The 3 and the 27 make 30. And there's the 10th term. Okay, what about the nth term? Well, we just use the formula again. Instead of a, we put x plus 3. It's a general formula, so it stays as n minus 1, and d is x plus 3. This is a little factoring trick here. You want to make this simpler. X plus 3 is a common factor, and you put it in a bracket like this. Times 1 gives me the x plus 3. Some people find that tricky, but if you learn it, you're going to be able to simplify quite a few questions. Now, the next one, x plus 3 times n minus 1 goes here. That gives you x plus 3 times n minus 1. Now, here's the nice part. 1 minus 1 leaves, and you're just left with an n. So the nth term is n times x plus 3. Okay, now here's a more challenging question. I should leave it. Anyways, the nth term is n times x plus 3. Kind of left that sort of quickly, but anyway, here we go. If you have an arithmetic sequence and they tell you the 17th term is 9 times the first term, you should write that down right away. In math language, go T17 equals 9 times A, the first term. There's your first equation. You got started. And then it says that the ninth term, T9, is 6 less, that's minus 6, 6 less than 3 times the third term. So I write 3 times the third term. The question is, determine the 13th term. Okay, well, the deal is, there's your structure right there. T17 is 9a, T9 is 3 times the third term minus 6. So, but T17, there's this trick for rewriting it. It's always the first term plus n minus 1, 17 minus 1 differences, 16 differences. The ninth term is a plus 9 minus 1, 8d. And the third term is a plus 3 minus 1, or 2d. Well, if that's true, we can replace T17, T9, and T3 with what they equal. So we rub them out. Instead of T17, we put a plus 16d, and it equals 9a. There's our first equation. We get quite a few marks just for doing that. And now T9 is a plus 8d. So instead of T9, we put a plus 8d. And instead of T3, we put a plus 2d. That's all I've done. Now, I'm going to take this second equation and simplify it a bit. 3 times a is 3a, 3 times 2 is 6d. I'm going to subtract 3a from both sides. I'm going to subtract 6d from both sides. I'm going to get minus 2a plus 2d equals minus 6. Now I'm going to divide everything by negative 2 to make it as simple as I can. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is a. 2 divided by negative 2 is negative 1d, just minus d. And negative 6 divided by negative 2 is positive 3. There's my simple second equation. We're going to solve a system of equations. Okay, let's take the first equation here. A plus 16b equals 9a. And we'll simplify it. We'll subtract 9a. A minus 9a is minus 8a. Then we're going to divide both sides by negative 8. Negative 8 divided by negative 8 is positive A. Negative 16 divided by negative 8 is negative 2. 0 divided by negative 8 is just 0. Now we have two equations. A minus 2D equals 0. I'll call this the first equation. And A minus D equals 3 is the second equation. Now our big challenge is to solve that system of equations. So you have to know how to do that. Let's take a look at it. Well, you've got the first equation, A minus 2D equals 0. And the second equation, A minus D equals 3. Well, for arithmetic sequences, what we can do now, because it's A and A, if we subtract 1 minus 2, we'll go A minus A, the A's gone. Now, minus 2D minus minus D is minus 2D plus D, which is minus D. And 0 minus 3 is minus 3. So I just subtracted these two, and I got minus D equals minus 3. Multiply both sides by negative 1, and you get D equals 3. Oh, that's a big deal. Now that we've got D equals 3, we can take that 3 and put it back into the simplest equation and go A minus 3. A minus 3 equals 3. And if we solve that, we add 3 to it, we get that A equals 6. Well, now that we know what the first term is, A is 6, and we know the common difference, 3, we can find any term, including the 13th term. So Tn is A plus n minus 1 times D. T13 is 6, because A is 6, plus 13 minus 1 times 3. Well, 13 minus 1 is 12, times 3 is 36. 36 plus 6 is 42. So the 13th term is 42. Well, those were challenging questions. I hope that helped. You might have to watch the videos a couple times to figure it out. Okay.